Hi, friends. Welcome to Spiritual Motivation. Today, I brought one incident from the history of 1912, approximately 110 years back. One major incident has happened in the history. I would like to explain you what happens when you go against the nature. What happens when you go egoistic and arrogant about the nature and the God. Let me pick you this event from the history, my friends. We all know this event, Titanic. RMS Titanic sank in the year 1912, April 14th. Today, I would like to explain you how the RMS Titanic has gone for arrogancy, egoistic, and against the nature and God. And what is the impact when you go against the nature and God? I will make you aware by using Titanic as example, my friends. Let's get into the topic. We all knew that on April 12th, 1912, the Titanic has departed from England to the United States of America. The Titanic was approximately 880 foot long, 100 feet width. The Titanic has been made of 46,000 tons has been used to make Titanic. That was the largest and heaviest cruise ship that has been built by a human creature at that time, my friends. That was too big, too vast, too heavy. And not only that, my friends, when you look at the facilities and amenities in the ship, it has wireless telephone facility in the year 1912. Imagine the technology. It had swimming pools in the ship. It has ultra luxury amenities in the ship. At that time, most of the Hollywood celebrities, most of the richest people in England and USA were traveling in Titanic ship first journey. The richest people and celebrities at that time felt as pride to travel in Titanic on the first day. So you can imagine the craze that was there that time for Titanic first travel. Now let us understand how the Titanic has gone for ego, arrogancy and against the God and nature, so that it has led Titanic to a failure. The promoters of Titanic were promoting as the unsinkable ship. Even God cannot sink Titanic. That was the marketing strategy that has been played by the owners of Titanic in 1912. My friends, no doubt the makers of Titanic has made one of the wonder that time. But when they start promoting that no one can sink the ship, even God cannot sink the ship, unsinkable ship. This was the marketing strategy that has been used by the makers of Titanic. Are you not feeling this as arrogancy and ego? Are you not feeling that they are going against the nature and against the God by promoting this? And not only this, my friends, once Titanic started from England on April 12th, the very next day, on 13th of April, the ship has received two major warnings over radio stating that there are huge icebergs on the way. So be careful. Despite of the two warnings, Titanic did not reduce the speed of the travel. That time in 1912, Titanic was traveling with a speed of 22 nautical miles per hour, approximately 40 kilometers per hour speed the Titanic was traveling. Imagine in the year 1912, 40 kilometers per hour speed was huge. It was the fastest even. Even after couple of warnings on the very next day, Titanic did not reduce the speed. Since it was a daytime, the crews was able to observe the icebergs opposite way and they were able to escape from the danger. But on the second day of the journey, on April 14th night, the Titanic ship has received 7 warnings through radio stating that there were huge icebergs coming on the way of Titanic. Even after 7 warnings on the second day of the journey, the crews did not even reduce the speed of the ship. They are still traveling with 40 kilometers per hour speed. Imagine when there are several warnings stating that there are huge icebergs on the way that you're traveling. If you don't reduce your travel speed, is it not arrogancy? The crew were still thinking that the ship was unsinkable. Even God cannot sink Titanic. With this overconfidence and arrogancy, and by going against the nature, on 14th April night, even the moon light was not available that day because of the clouds. So even in that situation, even after receiving 7 warnings in the radio, the crew did not even reduce the speed of the ship. As a result, they are approached very close to an iceberg, and that iceberg size was approximately 1.2 million tons, whereas the Titanic ship size is only 46,000 tons of the steel. A 46,000 tons weight versus 1.2 million tons of the iceberg weight. So what happens after approaching so close distance at the speed of 40 kilometers per hour, when you identify an iceberg before 300 meters? When there is no moonlight, they could not identify much before. So it was too late for them to observe the iceberg. By the time they try to move the ship aside, the ship right corner has been hit to the iceberg badly, and the tent has happened to the Titanic ship. A small hole is enough for the God to sink you, my friends. Imagine when you say that God cannot sink the ship. God need, or maybe the nature need, a small hole to sink you. So my friends, keep in mind, when you think that you are big, when you think that you are huge, when you think that you are untouchable, when you think that you are unsinkable, please keep in mind that nature need a small hole to sink you. So kindly never go for any ego, never go for arrogancy, never go for overconfidence, and most importantly, my friends, never go against the nature, never go against the God. The nature is powerful than the human being. The nature is powerful than the human creation. So never try to overtake the nature. Kindly be obedient to the nature. Kindly respect the nature. That's all I can say. Thank you. Namaste.